What is up, everybody? My name is Alex Starr, and I am going to be doing a review of my experiences doing Andy Frisella's 75 Hard program, challenge, whatever you want to call it. 75 Hard, here are the steps. First is you have to do 2 45-minute workouts every day. One of them has to be outside. You can choose what that workout looks like. You can do a walk, you can do a run, you can do yoga, you can do weight training, you can do burpees outside, you can find something online on YouTube or something. Whatever it is, it's got to be something active. Cleaning the house and picking up dog shit outside does not count. Second thing you have to do is you need to drink a gallon of water every day. Pretty self-explanatory. The third thing is you gotta take a progress picture every day. If you're a female, do it in a sports bra and on little shorts. If you're a guy, you do it with your shirt off so you can really see the progress that you're making. Last but not least, you need to be reading 10 pages of a self-development book a day or a business book, something where you're learning. Basically, it can't be a cheesy fiction book. So if you're learning something, you read 10 pages of that a day. That's what you need to do. The other two things that you can't do, you can't drink any alcohol, and you can't have any cheat meals. So you choose whatever diet fits your lifestyle. I weighed 165 pounds, I'm 6 foot, so I wasn't trying to lose a ton of weight, but I was trying to change my composition, get healthier. So I personally cut out breads and sweets and sodas and all that stuff, but I let myself have beans and potatoes and rice and all that kind of stuff. So I didn't go completely carb free. I just cut out all the crap basically. And I let myself have one kombucha a week because I love kombucha. Oh, I'm gonna flex just to feel cool now. I love kombucha, so I let myself have one of those a week. So you can modify it. So that is what 75 Hard is. You do that, what I just mentioned, for 75 days straight. If you mess up on day 40, you go back to day 1. If you have a peanut butter M&M on day 52, you go back to day 1. You forget to read your pages on day 60, you go back to day 1, and so on and so forth. You get it. So today is Tuesday, April 21st. And I finished on Friday. Friday was day 75, which meant Saturday was Domino's and some beer. Okay, so that's what I did a lot of the weekend. Had some ice cream, and it was awesome. But I want to talk to you guys today about why I did 75 Hard, some of the things I learned, and then my tips for you if you are thinking about doing it, or if you're in the middle of doing it, some tips to keep going and progressing. So first off, here's my before picture. I was in a good position. I knew that the actions I was taking was gonna get me a decent life. But like I'm sure the reason why you're listening to this, we wanted something more. I wanted to progress. I wanted to really get back to my potential and take the actions towards that. Now, probably like you, I have read all of the self-development books, right? Hundreds of them. I've listened to the podcast. I have my own podcast called Rewrite the Rules. I've been doing it for 4 years. I've spoken to best-selling authors, Navy SEALs, CEOs, world travelers. I knew all of these things that I needed to do. I knew that I needed to have self-confidence. I knew that I needed to build self-worth. I knew that I needed to be getting up in the morning, and like if you own the morning, you own your day. I knew all these things, but I wasn't doing any of them. And I definitely was not doing any of them consistently. So by getting into 75 Hard, it was the first time that I had done this type of a challenge for such a duration. Even in the past, I was a wildland firefighter for 4 years. I knew that by putting yourself in uncomfortable and discomfort is the way to growth. But this was the first time that I did it consistently for that amount of time. So, you know, if you're somebody at a point right now where you are paying attention to self-development as a form of self-masturbation, and you're trying to get your hit from it in the same way that I would get my hit, it would make me feel good, and then I'd go on to the next book, but your life is still not where you want it to be, then this program will help you get there. I thought it was hype. I thought that he was overselling it when I heard him talk about it, and it's not. It actually over-delivered, which I was shocked at. Okay, so what it's going to do is it's going to leave you at the end feeling like you actually know what you need to do in order to get that life you desire. And you see for the first time that just by doing these simple things every day, by making the day a win, and you just stack those on top of each other, 2.5 months go by very quickly, and so much can change. And if you stack that on top of each other for months, for years on end, for decades, you have an amazing life. So I got a list here. I'm gonna go through some of my core things that I learned, and then I also am gonna go through my tips. So one of the biggest things that I learned, the biggest lesson, is that perfectionism, and there you go, that's ironic. Perfectionism was holding me back from a lot of things. This showed me that getting it done is better than perfect, okay? And perfectionism was holding me back. Another huge thing was that my brain didn't know the difference between what I was looking forward to. So before, at the end of the day, I might look forward to an ice cream, I might look forward to having a pizza, something like that. Having a drink at the end of the day sometimes. But now I started to change it until I was looking forward to like having that coffee in the morning. I was looking forward to having a sparkling water after dinner. I was looking forward to having like strawberries with some peanut butter. And my brain, I got the same amount of excitement from that as I did when the excitement was built around something unhealthy. Don't expect every day to be amazing. So there were some days that I was crushing it from sunrise to sunset. I was doing my workouts hard. I got up at exactly the minute that I wanted to. Everything fell into place and I was just living at a level 100. Other days that I did the bare minimum, I went for 2 walks and I just didn't fuck it up. There were some days literally where my girlfriend and I, it was a rainy day and we dragged the mattress out in the living room and had a movie day at 3 p.m. Because before 3 p.m., I was still up at 8 a.m. I was still reading the pages, did 2 workouts, one of them outside, and was drinking all my water and everything like that. From 3 p.m., I just started smoking weed and we were watching movies the rest of the day. But everything was still being done. I still wasn't drinking alcohol. I still wasn't eating garbage. Okay, so as long as you're getting it done, every day isn't going to be this like 1,000 maximum thing. Just make sure you're getting it done. Because consistent small days add up to a really big life. If you make the goals in your life huge and you make the goals of the day small, then those small goals are going to be able to hit and they're going to add up to that big goal and that big life that you want to have. So let me go through some tips that I have, okay, that are going to help you finish it if you are in the middle of it, or if you're just beginning, this is going to help you really get going and figuring it out. Number 1, get somebody to do it with you. This is key. We are very social creatures as humans, and we can disappoint ourselves a lot easier than we can disappoint our friends and our community. Leverage that here, leverage that in your life as best you can. Nobody wants to be that guy or that gal that has to text their friends saying, I forgot to read the pages, I'm starting over at day 1. Okay, so if you can find one person to do it with you, awesome. If you can find 2 or more, start a text thread, get it going, start on the same day. You're going to end up with better health and a better life at the end, and you're also going to have much stronger relationships with those people because you went through this experience together. Numero dos. While this is definitely life-changing and I recommend it entirely, it is not going to magically fix your life at the end of 75 days. Maybe it's just me, I had this notion of the 75 days, my finance was going to be perfect, my health was going to be absolutely perfect. This is just the beginning, okay? Yes, you will take control of your finances better. Yes, you are going to have more self-worth and more self-confidence. You're going to have that grit. You're going to be building that mental muscle. But this is just the beginning. There's going to be a lot of work to do after, but you're going to be doing that work in the right direction. Number 4, on that note, this is something completely different. Small days add up to a big life. You have your life goals huge, make your daily goals small. So running a mile turns into put on my shoes and walk out the door. You want to write a book, that turns into writing 1 sentence, okay? And you stack up those consistent small days and it creates that big life and those big goals that you want at the end. Number 5, use something to keep yourself on track. I personally used the Best Self Planner. I will put a link to it beneath this video. It's an affiliate, so yeah, I will get some money from that. I have used it for over a year. Would be awesome to get your guys' support. But I used the Best Self Planner for the past year, and I continue to use it through 75 Hard. It kept me on track. Gratitude, posting exactly when I'm going to be doing the different workouts, checking off my main targets at the end of the day with a little gratitude and self-reflection. I loved it. I couldn't have done it without it. So pick that up and use something to keep yourself on track like that. Next tip, get as much done in the morning as possible. And I know this is another thing that we all have heard our entire life. And I always heard it, and I knew that's what I was supposed to be doing. This is the first time that I did it. And when I got up at 6 a.m. and I went for my walk/jog in the morning, came back, took my progress picture, read my 10 pages, boom, had 90% of it done. All I had to do was continue to drink water and get another workout in later in the day. Made it easy, I almost would say. So really focus on those mornings, getting those first couple hours really on point as best you can, and it will make the rest of this a smooth ordeal. A couple last things are look at your progress pictures at like 30 days and 60 days because it's really going to help you keep the motivation up to see the progress that you're making so far. And then lastly, if you're going out to eat, which right now we're on April 21st, so it's still technically illegal to do that. But if you're going out to eat or you have a significant other that's bringing home pizza or something that you can't have, then make sure and stuff yourself pretty good on whatever you can eat. So veggies and meats and all that stuff. I went out to my favorite pizza place here in Austin called Via 313 with some friends a couple months ago. And I just made sure as soon as I got there to order appetizers of Brussels sprouts and meatballs. So by the time the pizza came, I was stuffed, and so it really didn't look that good, even though it is going to be something I have, I think, tomorrow for dinner because it's really good.